Welcome, bloody welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day to everyone out there. How you doing? Welcome back to Midweek Point and Click. We're on episode 11 of Disco Elysium. It has been a crazy 11 episodes, that's for sure. Steve, how you doing?
Not bad. Hello, everyone.
That's good to hear it. Quee, welcome in. Going real well, thanks. Tongs, little baby bolty boy in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, well, we got a lot done last episode, and I think it is time for Steve to give us the recap.
Okay, so full disclaimer, I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment. So in general, through the stream, if I'm foggy or forgetful, probably more forgetful than more usual, or very slow, that's because of that. Yeah, so the major turn point, because I thought we were making really good progress in the sense of like second day we almost finished the case. Only to find out our major suspects and the ones that, although except the fact that the fact that willingly agreed to the murder, not agreed, already slow. Said they did the murder. Forget the word is. That was a little bit too convenient, but yeah, we find out that they haven't done the murder and they don't know who did. They found the body and used the lynching to cover it up. Found a lot about the girl, the first girl we talked to in the game actually. Found a lot about her past and who she is. But yeah, pretty much other than knowing some of the players, we had a feeling we're back at square one in the sense of no real strong leads. There's possibles, but because it could be the company from outside the game have hired mercenaries, but the thing that makes that unlikely is we haven't met anyone from that. Like, they can't in real life that could do that, but in a game or murder mystery, it's got to be a character. It could be the other mercs because he seemed to not want to do the mission, and they've got a hard on for doing awful things, not only doing the mission but for doing horrible things in general. So
it's actually
tapped him to get things rolling.
That's an angle that I never considered, right? Is because at the back of my mind, I thought it was the third mercenary, the one that's in the tower that's been watching us. But I never considered that maybe the reason they took him out was because they liked to do those chaotic, awful things.
Or they wanted to progress, whereas he didn't want to do anything. He just wanted to take drugs and have sex with a lady.
Exactly. So I guess that's a key point as well, is he got killed while having relations with the lady. And he was shot through the window by an old-timey caliber weapon.
That's the one sort of lead is figuring out, because it's a very specific weapon. So that's just something we should be able to track down. Yeah,
or even we're at a point now where we can actually go across the road because we opened up that as well. So there could potentially be a building we could go into to find that third person, the potential sniper.
Yeah, so we crossed in order to see the car, but there's more, I guess, on that side, is there?
Yeah, we didn't check it all out.
We also got permission to go to the village because we got to get 2 signatures because we got a little side business of being henchmen for the unions. I know you don't see it that way, but we're kind of muscle for the unions.
We're no muscle. We're taking money and we're going to laugh in their face and turn it around on them. You just wait. All right, let's get down to the bottom floor. I think the first thing we definitely know is we can go get her passport that's hidden in the reeds. That was the last thing she said to do to prove her identity. Don't really know the benefits of that though, like what the end game is. But she also admitted that she was someone that went into hiding deliberately because she was a saboteur when it came to big corporations and they want to kill her.
Oh yeah, so they may have shot him instead of her, but then
it is
the bullets. The bullet hole is so specific and hidden that I can't see it being a miss.
Maybe the merc is Yeah, I don't think the bullet was for her. Like, my gut feeling was that it was for the other merc. But maybe the like, if the third merc is a sniper, maybe they're so good that they're able to shoot him in the mouth as he's, like, yawning or...
Yeah,
well,
that, but then, like, I can't... Like, I guess my issue is I can't see the target being her, because how do you miss her but then hit him in such a precise point?
Well, she was prone on her back. So I think at least the way I pictured it, because it was only described, but if she's on her back closer to the window and he's at the back...
Slow down when you describe this scene.
Jesus, Stephen. And he's at the back of the room, sort of on his knees, as she put it. Then any bullets could have gone through the window, missed her because she's prone, and got him. But
yeah, real death during the little death. Stand on Earth's rating.
Stranded's in the house. How you doing?
Hello, Baltimore.
Good to see you.
You've been raided.
I know you were playing Stardew Valley. How do I know that? Because I was there. I watched during prep. Sheep Boy, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for the follow.
Hello, Baltimore. Someone new is following you.
Nice Limmy emotes, giving it a bit of a dance in the lasers. Excellent. So, yeah, we're playing Disco Elysium. This is episode 11. Each episode we've done is about 2 to 3 hours long, so there is a lot of gameplay we've done. A lot of shit talking as well, though. We do like to gasbag in this channel, so, you know, expect that. Okay, so...
also, we've had a big, not really a step back, but seemed like I did this in the intro, but it seemed like we're converging on the murderers, only to find out we're pretty much back at square one.
Yes, exactly. We just explained it a little tiny bit before you came in, Stranded, but from what we see, we've found out that the girl isn't who she says she is, and that the merc was shot by a sniper. Just a little gas? Lots of gas. Lots of gas. Verdantry, welcome in. It is Thursday already. This week has absolutely flown. It's been super stressful at work, and I think stress adds to flying hours, I guess.
Well, like I said, I might be under the weather, so I'll be slow and forgetful, but do you hear I guess the thing's not going off, so you don't hear the generator in the background?
No. Don't hear a generator.
Set up some sort of thing outside on the street level, and they've got one of those like generators powering street lights, like a temporary portable set of street lights. And 2 nights ago, they ran the thing the entire night. So all I could hear is a generator outside the window. Barely got any sleep. I actually called the cops because I thought they could just come past, realize there's no one here, and just press the stop button.
Oh, yeah?
But she was like umming and ahhing, is there workers there? No, I've been down there, there isn't any, and they end up just being non-committal. I went down there thinking I'll stop it, but then it's like, I don't know, if it's powering something critical, I don't want to get in trouble.
I would have done it anyway, Steve.
It was all night. And then, so yesterday I was tired as hell at work, and I also had a sore throat, so I got home from work, slept, crashed immediately, slept all the way through to the next morning. Just did a huge catch up, but even then I seem to have picked up a bug at the same time, so now I'm still extremely tired.
Jeez. Well, that is pooey. Hopefully you feel better soon.
Yeah. Shouldn't be much. I had a rat test this morning because it was like sore throat, tiredness, and a slight cough. It's like, that was negative. So at least it's not that.
Ooh, Fisherman Shacks. This is not me controlling, by the way.
Have we used quick travel?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks again for the raid. That was very nice of you. Ooh, okay. This game doesn't have fast travel. Okay.
Did it just say it unlocked quick travel? No.
Don't know.
Baltimore.
I'm already
Someone from your chair is looking.
Thank you, Arnie. Thanks for letting me know. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. There's no fishing in this game. We've done enough fishing in Sea of Thieves, I guess. But turn down the game volume a bit in my headset. Very loud. Unlocked a bit of your map. Oh yeah, we do have kind of a map, don't we? Let's have a look here.
I did clean up.
Fisherman shacks. Churches above.
I did end up going back, and because you have to catch a red herring, did go back and end up going back and cleaning up chapter 1 of the Monkey Island content. Of
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Me too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think episode 2 comes out any day now.
Sounds cool.
I'm gonna quickly just read that what she said. Find the murder weapon. We want to do that for sure. A firearm that uses 446. Inspect her boy. West of the boardwalk on the coast. In the reeds somewhere.
Oh, because it's on this side of the thing, isn't it?
Yep. We might try and do that before we speak to anyone new. Oh, it's tab. I keep holding Alt because of Baldur's Gate to highlight items is left Alt. Do you think it's about time that we remove the right Alt and Control from a keyboard? Like, who uses them ever?
I don't know, but when you see it as a key binding, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, is this it here? Oh, I meant to hold Alt again. Steve's left-handed. He's our ambassador of left-handedness.
Yeah, and I never use them.
Robot Spacer, also left-handed. Oh, is that an outfit? I hope so.
Hello, because like the concept of a left-handed mouse is one of those things the right-handed people sort of invented. Because actually the mouse on the right hand is actually the best for a left-handed person. And if right-handed people knew better, they would have the mouse on the left hand.
I guess as well.
Because you can because you're typing, you can switch to typing one-handed while scrolling and two-handed. Like your better hand is doing the productivity while the off hand is just using navigation. But also you can write stuff down while scrolling with the mouse, which you can't, right-handed people can't do.
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point. Artie Fine's in the house. How you doing, Ardwood? What was that Simpsons store? The Leftorium? Is that what it was called?
Store. Yeah, Leftorium.
I bet you loved all those jokes about a left-handed can opener and all that.
Well, my dad, I think it's because we're going to go golfing soon, I think. My dad kind of fucked me up a little bit with golfing because I was practicing with him on the driving range, but I think one of those things like left-handedness stuff is dictated by a right-handed person because he gave me left-handed clubs and ignored me a bit when I said they don't seem natural. It's like, yeah, but these are left-handed, like everything's got to be reversed, and doesn't realize most things that are two-handed, it's kind of arbitrary which way it is. Like left-handedness means you naturally pick something up, but with your left hand. And so whatever's natural is better, but I was forced to learn had to learn to drive with the left-handed clubs. And so this time I might try with both and actually see, but then I might have played with left-handed clubs too much.
That's actually a good point as well, because my birthday coming up, Steve, we're going to go golfing, so you need to know if you're left or right-handed for those clubs too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to practice a bit, like to shadow driving at the store to see which is more natural before because I'm assuming you're high clubs.
Yeah. High clubs for sure.
But it reminded me because we'd go to the driving range and Dad would ask the person for a left-handed tee.
Left-handed tee! Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah, so that's his little joke.
Welcome in space. How you doing? Hang on, let's have a look in here. Do we have a... Sorry guys, I'm just checking some stuff. I think you can hear that.
Where is the left-handed? So you're right-handed and you're a left-handed golfer?
I wonder, Steve. Say you come across a left-handed baseball bat, which doesn't exist. You pick up the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Which shoulder does it go on? Are you saying that yours goes on the right shoulder? Like, because that's what I would do, right shoulder swing. Or are you going left-handed swing? Because that's one thing that's two-handed that might require.
So I'm picturing what I'd naturally do. My right shoulder would be facing the pitcher. Is that right-handed swing?
Right shoulder facing the pitcher, that's left-handed swing. So it's what the bat goes on the shoulder of before you swing out.
I don't know, though. Both. I think that's hard. Both of them seem natural. I can picture going either way.
There's
Maybe
money in
left-handed.
those bowls. Maybe you should get like a Marble Madness ball and just put it on the floor and use your feet to steer the cursor. Oh man, too much Baldur's Gate. I went to go and select the jump button to jump across here. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. Is there money in all these poles? There is. Oh yeah. Alcohol in the pole. About 30 hours, I would say. Hey, we got a morale boost.
I know I used to. I mean, I've played cricket in ages, but I used to bat left-handed. 'Cause I remember one time I was at a person's house. It was like dad's partner's brother, and at this fancy house, and we played cricket in the. We had like a tennis court, but we played cricket on the tennis court. You generally could hit, but I'd use it the wrong way, so that I would hit it towards the pool, the ball towards the pool naturally, because I'm swinging opposite direction that other people are. I got told to bat right-handed, so it just felt unnatural. And so I've sat there right-handed, and as they pitched, I quickly switched and then smacked it left-handed and smacked into the pool again. He goes, "That's it, you're out." I'm not batting anymore.
How long have you been into golf? We used to play golf just amongst friends, probably about, I don't know, 15 years ago. We'd go to the driving range a fair bit and then go. We've never done golfing in golf carts. It's always been walking the entire. We'd never do 18 because when you walk 9 holes, it's generally about 4.5 hours. But this place we're going to in a few weeks is actually with golf carts, so it's going to fly really quickly. So we're wondering whether to do 9 holes or 18. There was a time because
it's just tarpaulin
1 second.
fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Yeah, so the driving range was huge. We'd do that to blow off steam after work. And me and a friend, Ben, went there one night, and there was the guy in the tractor with the chicken wire all over the tractor so he could go and sweep up the balls. And
I'm not
we
supposed to aim for him, but everyone does.
Yep, we were aiming at him, and he basically hightailed it to us, got out, started yelling, go, "How dare you! You could kill me by aiming at me!" And we're like, "No, we weren't aiming at you. We're just really bad," like feigning. But yeah, it was good.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Who's this guy? It's like the.
It's like a British punk rocker.
There's that photo of Dave Grohl that has hair like that, or maybe even like Offspring.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Let's squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
Oh, damn.
Looks like someone that the punk rocker from Young Ones is based off. Like, it doesn't look like him. It looks like an
Vivian.
actual rocker that he might be. Yeah, Vivian.
Yeah. Or even like
Like a person that's actually been through the ringer on drugs and stuff. And
kind of like Rick and Morty. I can't remember. Rick is the Great Scott guy, right? I kind of like him in the silhouette form.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
It's supposed to be Sid Vicious? Okay.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Wow.
Oh, we're going in. Oh, what is in here?
Oh, the fist pumping with the music.
He's wearing a rib cage.
It's like oh, the fiction is so tainted, but with what the author's done, but Harry Potter tense, where everything's big on the inside.
Hmm. Nasal sprays. Brand name. Nosafed Ultra. Alright.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
G'day, Gov.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Is that your kind of handshake, Steve? Strong, sweaty, and warm?
It's like positives and negatives all bundled together.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
Do you want strong and warm, but sweaty's kind of gross because now you've got their germs all over you.
Hmm.
Egg!
Look at this guy.
Oh, he's just reached Nevada.
It's like anime lines, you know, when someone's powering up
Yeah.
in the background and the whole, it's like streaking.
Together with a Cell Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think
They're
of
well, the
ourselves
tents they
as
do when they
music
go
venue
to the
organisers.
Triwizard, not Triwizard. It's a Triwizard episode book, but at the start they go to the Quidditch tournament, the professional one, and because Gloom, with it being a Triwizard, is there, and they're watching the event, but they're camping out the night before, and all the tents. Everything's supposed to be Muggle-like, and in order to not rouse suspicion, but whenever you go into a wizarding tent, and they don't even see how weird this is, it's just like a normal, bigger place inside the tent. So they're obviously magically done rather than proper tents.
There's another movie I would have thought before Harry Potter. Tongs might like this because he loves the slapstick, like airplane and all that. But Loaded Weapon, remember how he's got a caravan and then he goes inside the caravan? It's a mansion
I
inside.
was trying to think, but because Doctor would be one of the first ones to do that concept, but yeah, that was good.
Wait, how many music venues have you organised?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Oh, that's all for talent.
Oh, the
Yeah, thank you, Egghead.
the
And while there is no
rundown
shortage of
district,
raw
Cursed
unfettered talent
district.
spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer.
Mhm.
He has authority issues.
Next time, watch yourself.
I will, little man.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
True.
Dope heads.
Thanks, Egghead.
Burnouts.
Noid?
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike
I like how he's the
world.
it's kind of like the ambassador of the group. He's the one that talks to the cop. Not to-
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
Ooh, are we? We're kind of on the fence usually, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, was this sleepy centrist?
What kind?
The spooky kind.
What exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer.
Okay.
All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
I wonder if we can get our karaoke song from these guys.
Thank you, Egghead.
Right.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Ooh, I had a thought. What kind of building is really, really tall that a sniper could go and hang out in? Maybe a church?
Oh yeah, and well, I guess they call them dope heads, but it could be like someone pretending to be one, and he's actually the sniper.
Yeah, it could be front.
All right, man.
Yes.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police to get involved?
Well, there's also
Yeah,
the
and
machinery.
so you can have the standard like Jimmy, another sniper, as he just does that resigned. Oh no! Look, right before it explodes.
When I first scouted
Standard
the place
Hollywood
back
trope.
in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to.
And I
set
think they
stuff
do it
up.
differently because he screams at the other guy to
There are
get down
all these
quickly,
strange
but
machines
too late.
lying around in there.
2 weeks ago. When was the murder? Kind of. Well, they probably the mercs arrived about 2 weeks ago. I'd
Yeah,
say
yeah, because they've been there for a while.
that could have been their base.
One of them has
Yeah.
wires running into bowls of water.
Ooh, torture.
Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Water.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
Exactly. That's how you spell water, Tongs.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
Okay, so I don't know if we were told, but for some reason in my mind, I thought that the third merc was a woman. Does that make sense?
I might have missed that because I've never thought of it. I mean, it could be. I never thought of it as a woman.
Okay, yeah, just in my mind's eye. I don't.
This reminds me of the Australian skit, comedy skit from like ages ago, like the 80s. They're at a restaurant and it's they're trying to order, but the guy's correcting them on everything because it was either Italian or whatever the language was. It was all foreign words, and he's correcting them on everything. And they go, okay, and they get to the end and they go, okay, and we'll have just a pitcher of water. And he goes, no, water, and that's correcting them on water, and that's the
Tongs.
punchline and skit.
Tell me more about this machinery.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Oh, did you guys hear that the voice actor that did Dale in King of the Hill passed away the other day? That's super sad.
Was it the dad?
No, Dale is the dad's friend. He's the guy with the cap.
Barely comprehensible one? Oh, or the
No, that's
sort of
Boomhauer.
Extreme one. Yeah, I think I know the one then. That's pretty sad.
Yeah. I love King of the Hill so much. It is so good. I'd love to go through from start to finish.
I remember with some people at work, we were doing a trivia night. Like us as a group went to, not a work trivia, but just went to a pub trivia thing as a team. And one of the other questions was, who was the son's name? And I
Bobby.
got it finally, but it was about a third of the way through. And I finally went, oh, I know it, because I was just thinking, I was just trying to picture because I could picture the dad going, you know, those things where you can remember how they said it, but they still can't remember the name.
Yeah.
I could just remember him going, "Hey, Bobby," like, but I couldn't think of the Bobby, and I finally got it. And so those things when I said it, when I wrote it down because I didn't say it out loud, the others went, "Oh yeah," like as soon as I said it. But it was hard. Just that random character's name was hard to remember.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
I'll talk to Noid then.
Good idea.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
Also, look how much the judgmental Kim has missed out on.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
I hope there's a ghost.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
What? A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Do you remember the pig man from Seinfeld? That was great.
I'm trying to think because
Could be a
I think
dream.
this is one of those sort of goofs where they're mistranslating something. But I don't know, unless there's a spider, because it's futuristic, you don't know if that's an actual spider drone. I'm trying to think of anything else it could be that a military person would use that someone else would. Possibly on narcotics, or maybe possibly because of Stark misinterpret.
Yeah.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah,
That
totally.
could be like that
I
robot from
I didn't
Red Planet.
personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
Okay.
You should ask her about it.
I don't even know who Estelle is. Where is she?
Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
Okay, gut feeling. Excellent.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Sure. What?
I think that's it for now.
Oh, you should have the key.
Oh,
We
cool.
had to padlock the door to the church to keep more vagrants from wandering in. Noid, give the officer the key.
These are the first people that seem to be helpful.
Decent, yeah.
Ooh, here we go.
I was worried at first. But yeah, the most helpful, decent people so far. Unless this is all them manipulating us, but it doesn't seem so.
This, to me, feels like, and we're going to give the option to Qui, this to me feels like it's going to be a morale herder if we miss. But, Qui, you're up. Do you want to try and catch the keys, or we let it fall to the ground and pick it up? %. We've won on less. Do number one. All right, here goes. Come on.
You simply
Yes.
just pick up the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound.
Good
as it
work.
approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Let's bask in the glory.
The young man with ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you, standing there,
Hell yeah.
with a goofy grin on your face. The word august
Healed.
used as an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur, like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o.
Like a daddy-o. I like that.
Like a tequila sunset.
Where did that come from? Why am I a tequila sunset?
Just felt right. Why? Do you want to be a tequila sunrise? It's a little too late for that.
How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long, like a week maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Exactly. That's exactly what we thought.
The cage of the rage! Rough blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
Beautiful.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. As always, we'll be right here.
Hell yeah, these guys are good.
For the news. Yeah.
Maybe these guys are just being good because they got drugs and they want to take drugs and being on my good side. Tab. Nothing else. Autosave. Beautiful. Oh, we got to ask, is it this guy?
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He
A
looks
little
at you
boy.
with a knowing smile.
Okay, I didn't know who Noid was, but it makes sense that... Hang on. I clicked on this guy, and he's got... They're all got hair. I thought this guy was bald. Oh, well.
As though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets.
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just going to keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibbity, skibber danger. I am the rearranger.
Oh, that's pretty good. Can't, argue with that.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do? Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths?
Hi again.
Oh, whoops.
So, as always,
Oh,
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid.
yeah.
Good.
Skin shows holes through the speed freaks. Too large sweater.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Okay.
Isn't it sign in Zodiac, or is there a different type of sign?
Yeah, it's spelt differently too.
It's
It's
spelt
probably an
mathematical.
in-universe thing.
Yeah, because it's spelled the mathematical way.
Why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Does this mean we need sign matching?
Yes.
Okay.
Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church.
Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
Do you believe in ghosts, Steve?
No.
Do you believe in aliens?
No.
Okay.
Aren't you? Believe in either?
I don't believe in ghosts, but I want I like watching ghost shit and suspend my disbelief, like keep my logic over in the corner, so then I can get a little bit scared and enjoy it. As for aliens, I mean, there has to be some sort of life out there, not flying saucers and shit, but you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. There has to be something within the idea of, like, I've recently had the thought of, like, the idea of it, because I do the thing of, like, so many thousands of clusters in the galaxy, and then clusters, systems, planets. So there has to be something, but then the idea of both of those at the same time is then much smaller. So I can imagine if you went to another planet, you would see the remains of, like if it had something like us, you most often come by the remains more than would have just exhausted everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but then there's got to be other stuff, but then the idea of visiting is what I sort of don't believe unless it happens. Because I think, and to me, the thing that cements it is, like, every single sci-fi has to come up with these outlandish things in order to explain how planets get together. Like if it's not warp drive from planet to planet, it's some special wormhole, or yeah, it's got to do outlandish things in order to get to the sci-fi storytelling.
The thickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist, because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
What about you guys, chat? Do you believe in, like, one thing I would love to exist, and I know it, well, I don't know it 100%, but for the most part, sea monsters. I wish sea monsters existed. There's something super scary about them, and I love that.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Okay, maybe I'll come back later. All right. The ocean's not for us and we should stay the fuck away? Yeah. I watched that, well, didn't watch all of it, but there's that documentary on Netflix that came out the other day about the freedivers that go down to, like, ridiculous depths, like 100 meters. They swim down with no sort of tanks or anything like that. And then, oh, is this a bridge?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up.
But the freedivers stuff is bullshit, because when they go down, for some reason you don't get the bends from swimming up fast when you're a freediver. I think it must have something to do with the tank of oxygen or something. I'm not sure exactly, but as you go deeper, they describe that it feels like your chest cavity and your lungs are sort of, you know, restricting. But it got so competitive that further down they went, they couldn't make it back to the top without their brain shutting down, like going into its own stasis. It shuts down to preserve the body. So they've got a whole bunch of like people scuba diving within the 50 meters or so that when your brain shuts off, they close your mouth and take you to the top outside the water so you actually survive. And
Okay.
as long as you don't ingest the water, you're okay. But it's fucked. You see their faces when their brain shut off? They're just basically, that's what a dead person looks like. It's yuck.
That's like someone being put in the sleeper hold. Not
Yeah.
a wrestling one, but a real one.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's because that's one of the things. Because I didn't know that until you said it, but like that's one of those things where like it's neat when you sort of have something that people are pushing the boundary from. But you get to a point where it's kind of pointless to keep pushing if that's what you're doing.
Yeah. You get your
you're not
name
going
written down,
like-
but you die from it.
Yeah, or it's just like you're not going down and going up in a normal way, but a little bit further than the next person. It's you're doing these extreme measures where it's like, what's then the point?
Yeah.
They should have if it's 50 meters, they should have the bends. I don't know why they wouldn't, unless it's that. No, it's because speed has nothing to do with it. Because like how Auntie got the bends from just diving down too deep, and that was really quick. She was fetching a flipper that
Yeah.
she dropped. Just that very quick amount was enough to give her the bends.
Well, since you don't have a game up, Steve, why don't you bring up a window and say, why don't freedivers get the bends? And let's see what the answer is. 'Cause
Right.
Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
push the Eternate over.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Yes! Shortcut unlocked. This is Dark Souls. Okay.
Huh. I've I'll have to look for another answer because well, this is an instructional trainer. Freedivers generally don't have to worry about decompression sickness because they are not breathing compressed air underwater.
That's what I
Simply
thought.
taking a breath of air at the surface, descending. So it says they're not underwater long enough to worry about it, but I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. But it could be, I don't know, it's caused by compressed air. Yes, that's it. It's not length because it doesn't matter about time. It matters about time you decompress, but not time you compress.
Now, where is this boy? I didn't see the boy anywhere. That animated GIF, Tongs, I think it's Nina's, right? Makes me sick to my stomach every time I see it. It is so foul.
Okay, so I sometimes thought to myself, because I know it's from nitrogen getting into bloodstream, I never knew why. I thought it was something to do with pressure causes it. But it is from the compressed air, because you're actually breathing in many more particles of air than you would if you're on the surface. And the deeper you dive, the more particles of air you take in. And most of those particles are nitrogen molecules. And so that's what seeps into your blood.
You're still doing that new bit that you started last week? No. That was just a bit of fun. You feel the shadow of a very large building. Oh, is this the church? I guess it is. Looks like a churchy kind of thing. We won't go in yet. When was the last time you went to church, Steve?
Before our cousin's wedding, Emma's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Because his family are traditionalists, Macedonian, and they're traditionalists, so I went to a Macedonian church. Before that, when I was very little, my dad's partner sort of had like a born again moment and went to the church a couple of times. I just remember being in trouble every time.
Naughty Steve.
To go to the church. Yeah. I remember one of them. I think I might have told this because it's where there's a question I had in my mind about candles, about where the wax goes, but also because I never knew it evaporated, but also why you have to snuff them. So we went to the church and the pastor picked me out because I had the two stepbrothers. And pastors picked me out and taking me to show me how to snuff all the candles, and I asked him why you can't just blow them out. That's one of the things he never told me you could, and it was years later that I decided to look it up, and it's like, oh, that's very logical, but like as a person who like he never told me that the wax evaporates, he never told me why you don't blow it out, just you have to use the snuffer.
Is it a religious reason that you have to use the snuffer?
No, so the reason is because there's like a cone of evaporating wax above the candle at any given time. So if you blow it out, like it doesn't matter if you're setting up a candle because it's a blackout at your house or something, or it's temporary. But if you've got a candle similar to a church at the exact same spot and constantly lit every day, if you blow it out every time, it blows the wax onto whatever's behind, and you'll have a waxy build-up on whatever's behind the candle.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you use a snuffer to, so it doesn't get blown out.
Damn, these glasses.
So if he'd have told me that, I would have been, as someone who likes science and stuff and the reason things are, I would have loved it. But he had the knowledge of what you should do, but no reason for it, which is kind of what I associate with religion. Like even when they do good things, I don't really know why.
Yep.
But yeah, so he did that, and I was snuffing them all out. And my stepbrothers were quiet at first because they thought, oh, he's going to come to us and we're all going to get our little job. Didn't come to my stepbrothers, so he just
get a little job from a priest.
Yeah, basically. I think it's the only time I was picked as out of a group of guys, picked as the one to, as the most attractive.
Scattering of bullet holes is spread.
But yeah, so they're waiting for their turn. They didn't get their turn, and I was completely oblivious. But as soon as I got back, we started fighting immediately. And it's because they were like, I didn't realize at the time, but they were jealous that I got to do stuff. And so that, of course, any sort of unevenness between siblings, even step siblings, causes fighting. So we're fighting, and then we got into so much fucking trouble because she just wanted nice mannered boys when she's going to church. And so there, and that's the thing, like us fighting, we didn't then realize how pissed she was getting, and she wasn't saying anything because she wouldn't do anything in the church that would cause a scene. So she's getting more and more pissed, and then as soon as we're in the car going home, that's when she's fucking unleashed on us.
Is this Julie?
Yeah, there's like two surprise was like 2 surprise things that I was unaware of. So that's what I remember. She had this born again Christian moment, but like and like in hindsight, you think you haven't taught your kids the right way to behave. So how do you expect us to suddenly know how to behave when we haven't been distilled in Christian values, even though you're going through your born again moment? So that was always silly to me. But yeah, that's the second last time I went to church. Would have been one of those days. I think another time. So I just remember, I think one or 2 times we went to the church. There was that time and another time where we had one book to go around, both of us, you have to sing out of, and whoever was holding the book kept angling it away from the other 2 of us.
So you didn't know the lyrics?
So we're out. Yeah, so we can't see properly. I don't know why he did that. But he did that. And
to be a little asshole, that's why.
Yeah. We started fighting because of that, and then again we got into serious trouble.
All right,
so
ID fine.
He's getting into really big fucking trouble for no reason.
Just left a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
ID fine. Are we going to do the visual calculus of the bullet holes, or are we going to do, look, Kim, more bullet holes? You're up. What do you reckon? I'm for doing the visual calculus. Let's do it. Come on.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Oh.
There are many of them.
Made effect.
A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
Did they ever have firing squads in the US? I know Southeast Asia still use firing squads. There's no executions in Australia, at least.
Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What the hell is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle.
Right.
Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes.
That can't ever happen. I know I've heard of it. You've got a firing squad, but only one person has a real bullet.
I thought it was the other way around. No, I think that is the case, actually. I know so there was the Bali 9. So for those that don't know, 9 Australians tried to smuggle drugs in or out of Indonesia. I can't remember exactly. It doesn't really matter. And they were basically put on death row. All of them were put on death row at least, but some of them got out somehow, I think. And they used... I remember hearing in the news that they used the conscious round, which is... I always thought that it was the other way around, though. One person has the dummy bullet and everyone else has a bullet. And because you don't know exactly whether you had a real bullet, that helps you sleep at night.
Okay, yeah, because I always heard it as one, but that means whoever's doing the firing has to organize for like 6 blanks, because it can't just be a dummy bullet. It has to be an actual blank in order for the gun to fire. Because otherwise it'd be obvious. But then, like, why are you doing that? But then, because part of the firing squad is also to make sure it's quick. You have, like in this case, although they've got several people against the wall. But if you have one person and 7 shooters, then, like, no matter what the accuracy is, the person dies pretty quickly. It's like less painful.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have just one person with a real bullet and the guy cops a gut shot, then that poor bastard has to die the hardest, horrible way.
I think, though, that they usually aim over the heart. And as far as I know, the only instant death is the balaclava zone, which is like across here. Because even if you're shot in the heart, you're still going to have oxygen in your blood to keep you conscious until you fade away. So, I don't know. It's weird.
Then it's also, within the balaclava zone, there's too much risk of the bullet being diverted.
Mm. You give love a bad name, Verdantry. You do.
A little bit slow, but that's more 100%.
They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or...
Also, we used to do firing. I don't know about the other wars, but the Boer War, we used to have firing squads. But that's our soldiers in a foreign country.
Oh, is that from, whatchamacallit?
That movie, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's it. I know that, I think it was France used to still have guillotines until like 1972 or something.
Yeah.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who were they?
In all truth, violence offers no answer. It's only the last available resort when all mediation fails. And here, all did fail.
Guillotine or guillotine? I would say guillotine because we don't, in the English language, we don't ever use the L as a like a Y sound in anything, really. Can you think of a word? I don't know. But then also a J can have that same sound, right? The Y sound in some. Delicious. Paella. Paella.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
I feel that Spanish would be a great language to learn, but since we are so far away from any country that speaks Spanish, it's not really... I don't think it's taught in schools here. Do you know, Steve? Like Italian sometimes, but mostly it's Indonesian or Greek or...
Yeah, well, the weird thing is our main languages are taught in school are also really far away from us, which is the Italian, French, and
French
Greek.
as well, yeah.
But usually they have those, and then second to that, they might have an Indonesian course. I remember my dad complaining that, like, out of the languages you could be taught at school, but it depends what interest because he said, like, one of the interests he was in was, like, Maltese would have been a really useful language. And they never think about teaching it, but he goes, that would have been so much more useful than Greek or Italian.
To who? I've never met someone from Malta before.
I think it was specific to industry again.
Oh, okay.
There's ones that are closer. I guess Malta is also one of the European languages, so that's probably... But yeah, like Indonesian, Vietnamese. Like there's multiple languages that are pretty close that would actually help you much more than just standard European ones.
Japanese would have been good too. Kui, I can see you were taught French. You're from Canada, so like, I mean, you've got a whole French section.
It could even have been the employees of the Feld R&D Center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall.
Ah, right. Do you feel our character, our Harry Dubois, or Harriet Dubois, as time goes on and he gets more stats, in a sense, he becomes more clearer? It almost feels like he's weaning off the alcohol and drugs, in a sense, like he's becoming more of a person that can put this sort of stuff together. It's a weird sort of mechanic that works. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering how much of that's because, like, maybe as much as I don't want him to go back on the drinking and drugs, it could be just general leveling, or maybe he would kind of be still. Though it doesn't feel that way. It feels like he hit rock bottom, and we're pulling him out.
This is our Harry, though,
yeah.
so I'm sure that there's some dirtbag Harrys out there that are still,
But I wonder if, if you did the other path, whether he still might be getting better, because you'd be leveling. But
If a coalition member was
in my head canon, he's getting better because he's trying out.
Same.
Superior, giving the orders.
Guess that's what makes this game so super cool. Like, you can create a headcanon because it's so detailed in general. There's not many gaps you need to fill, but you can fill them with how you know.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Still want to get a good crowbar. Like, our one's shit. We can't open up the thing with it.
Thanks. I reference better ones, and I think occasionally we've come close to getting a better one, but I don't think we have.
$0.20, which is 20 cents is not a dime, is it? 10 cents is a dime? Is that right? I don't know.
That's a nickel.
Oh,
a nickel.
Maybe 10 cents is a nickel and 20 cents is a dime then. I don't know. It's... Oh, is this a hat? Perception? No, we like perception. Logic, though. What is that? There is no 20 cents? Ah, okay. There is in Australia. We got 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, $2. You know what, Verdant Tree? It's kind of difficult, though, because, like, going overseas, going to the US, for instance, without knowing what a dime is, it doesn't tell you what it is. Like, even on the coin, I believe, from memory, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it does. It just says a dime on it, right? It doesn't actually tell you. I still don't even know what it is, to be honest, but...
I think it might, around the text around the edge. Maybe it doesn't for nickel. I thought I remember seeing it called the dime in, like, but not in the main text. Around the corner, around the edge.
I remember the loonies and toonies, yeah. Luna was in here, and he's from Canada as well. It was just trade rather than currency, Verdant Tree?
It's like credits, or it's like credits in a sci-fi thing where it's like a fake currency for the storytelling.
Tongs, does the nickel also have the monetary value on it? Can we not walk here? We can't.
Well, they'll have the sense part in major.
Okay.
I think I remember Dime at least has it written down the side.
Okay, so what happens if someone says, "That'll be a nickel, thanks," after I've bought something? What do I do? I reach into my bag of coins and hope for the best.
Yeah, take a 5-cent piece out, and then you go. Then 10%, so you got to take another cent out. 10% tax.
The tax and the tip. Yeah.
Yeah. And you end up giving them 50. That's exaggerating, but yeah.
Yeah, we got rid of our 1s and 2 cents years and years ago, but absolute waste. No need for them. And also, all Australian currency is rounded to the closest number. So if something's like 92 cents, it rounds down to 90 cents. If it's 93 cents, I see a cock and balls here, by the way. Goes up to 5. You see the cock and balls?
You officers,
I can't see it.
Investigate the historic
Surprising
subjects
for
of West
me. Can't see the
Martinez.
filth bag thing.
I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi.
Ooh.
Right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Remember the Kimball wizard? That's his nickname or something? Kimball?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
But it was him learning how to play something that he hated in order to fit in.
Yeah. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard.
Hatter?
Of course.
Hello, good sir.
Say hi to the officers.
We're just, shooting the shit, playing some disco. Good to see you in here. Absolutely.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it?
Radio
It's a
computer.
programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Okay, Steve, you got to learn some Orbis, okay?
Well, what's that, okay? It's not one of those ones like a Commodore 64 you have to number each line. They've got worms as well. It's Area 51 worms.
Area 51 worms.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that name wrong, but yeah, the video game worms. Is he talking about those?
Oh, I love that.
Team
Worms.
51.
Team 7.
Team 7.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. I only got 2 words wrong.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Come on, authority.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
All right, Hats, you're in here. Are we going to ask him for money or are we going to just not ask him for money? Everyone gets to decide. This time it's your turn, Hats. Speaking of hats, has anyone else in the chat seen Twisted Metal yet? The TV show?
Weirdly enough, I actually do want to see it.
It's
I
good.
haven't got around to watching it yet.
It's so much better than it should have been.
Yeah, that's what I got the feeling of. Like, okay, because I didn't play the game much, other than watching that quick look. It's like the first quick look down Racket did. But yeah, like just something about it seems stupid enough to be good.
That's what you just got to take in. When you go in, just expect it to be stupid because it is, and then you just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
All right, Hats wants some money. Could I have some of that unimportant money then?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer.
Oh.
I'm talking in more general terms.
Yeah, sure, mate. Sure.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Yeah, Hats, Lisa showed interest as well because she was right into Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and the fact that Pimento's in it as well. She was like, yep, I'll watch that.
Pimento, which one's that one?
Pimento, if you've ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's the main character Rosa, who
Her boyfriend.
Exactly. So both Rosa and Pimento are in Twisted Metal.
So yeah, he's the one in John Wick.
Which John Wick? Because I haven't seen the latest one. If that's what you mean.
Both 2 and 3, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
He's one of the homeless people that belongs to that Assassin's Guild of homeless people.
Could definitely imagine it. He looks like it.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne's like second man. God, my friend's not working.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Left-hand man, right-hand man, whatever.
Right-hand man, I'd say. They got really stupid Easter eggs in the show as well. Like in the very first episode near the start, he does a cheat code with his gear stick. It means nothing in the show, but he's just doing the cheat code that you would do on a PlayStation controller to do like a special. With the gear stick, which is kind of like if Lisa watched that, she would have no idea what he's doing. But people
like
that
a quarter circle and then opposite direction or something like that.
Kind of like that, yeah, which is kind of cool.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed.
Briggs is in here
He's
too.
surprisingly buff.
Wild Briggsy has
How does he
appeared.
work out?
By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Wait, the Low Manthang stick fighting?
It's an anthropological heritage of the Lomantang people. A martial art of sorts, but what not a lot of books mention is that it also carries a cultural significance among the Lomantangs, as it used to be the best means of showing off to look for a bride, which...
Well, right now it is, what is it? 8:37 Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Interestingly enough, brings us to the socio-economic structure of the traditional rural tribes of the Lomantang Isles, which...
And it is currently 3:37 a.m. in San Francisco. And it is 6:37 in sort of DC area. So there you go.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying...
7:37, nice. Up nice and early. I don't remember what I was saying.
Then I guess everything got said, right? The drizzle. It never seems to stop, does it?
Great, thanks for the interesting information.
Well, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Up with some doggos, lovely.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Okay. Oh, I thought I could climb that ladder. Let's have a look. What's this thing? Another power box. It charges nothing. It's empty. Fence blocks the path. No way in from here. Young Verdantry, if you're still listening, is there a way to find this boy that I'm missing? Like, just have I walked past it, or I can't get to it just yet? Ooh, what's this? I can talk to the t-shirt?
Someone
That's
has
exactly
left
my point.
An unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing.
The boy.
It smells really bad.
The boy with the passport inside. Take a
It's
closer look.
streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Ugh.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on an unsuspecting jacket?
Could have been multiple seagulls. Oh, he's losing trust with us again.
A poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that sigh. You should still take it.
I should. Oh, here we go. Filthy jacket. Let's check it out. Oh, we can't wear it though. I'd love to wear it. Or maybe we can. Nope. Oh, we can look inside.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
How many hours? So this is the 11th episode, and we usually go between 2 and 3 hours. So, 30? Something like that? Maybe 27 hours, I'd say. Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself.
Oh, no.
But rather, the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Oh, man.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands.
Psycho, how you doing?
It must have spent quite some time in the water before
How's it
the
going?
tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk, if not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
What happened once someone put it on the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
I'm just going to pretend I didn't think of this.
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Maybe if I wipe it on my pants?
What?
Oh, no!
Hands will just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
I just changed my pants. Damn, well, we got a morale earlier. Can we interact more?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Why did I fondle this jacket again?
There is no why.
Let's just put it away. Okay, maybe we can wash it later. There's so much money at this place. I keep thinking it's like a fair or something.
Yeah, it just looks like that.
Ooh. Hey Tongs, how's your PC going? Have you got that yet? Oh, we can walk over here. Of course. Here we go. Jerry can? Do you say jerry can, Steve, or gas can? Or petrol canister?
Yeah, I think jerry can. I think
Oh, it's
I
wide.
want to call it that. Okay, what do you call it?
Jerry can.
Smell. It's
Yeah.
awful.
I don't know why,
and
but
familiar.
it's usually what I've called it.
Well, that's some bullshit, Tongs. I'm sorry to hear. What is it? Oh,
What the hell is this?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach.
ooh.
Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
I love that we're a super cop. Oh, there's the body there. Okay, I thought that was a person fishing. All right, let's go check out that body then, shall we? Not before we raid this bin.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in
Ooh.
the trash bin.
What is tear? We'll soon find
I
out.
was about to ask.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
Someone had a party on the
There's
end of this
more
pier.
in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
No worries, Queek.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
You know, this might sound controversial, Steve, but I don't think I'm a big fan of kebabs.
Oh, really?
Like, I think they taste okay when you're eating them. Okay, probably a 6 out of 10. But then after the fact, man, the gas you'd get from them.
I think they're the perfect drunk food. Apart from that, I usually prefer, like, if I'm going to go out just for food, I would usually prefer an HSP over a kebab.
Ooh, yeah, that's just asking for the shits the next day.
Yeah, that's fine.
One would
What price to
say.
pay for a delicious meal?
A bad case of the pillies.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
it's
Raymond.
when you're drunk. Or
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
I'm going to do a quick freebie target. Let's see who it brings up. You ready?
Your target is Psycho 47. Good luck.
Psycho, no! Watch your back.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet.
That's probably
It's
the
hard to
what's the proper
concentrate
Greek
in the
term for
smell.
them.
The sea air brings some relief.
Because I learned the hard way that souvlaki is actually not a gyros or a kebab. It's just meat on a stick.
Kebab's generally Middle Eastern though, while the gyros is more of a
Greek.
Greeky sort of.
But even then, like in Melbourne, we use souvlaki instead of gyros. But yeah, souvlaki is completely different in Greek.
So
in
true
Greece, actual Greece.
souvlakis are meant to have like diced meat rather than like shavings.
Yeah, it's diced meat, but it's also meat on a stick. Like it's a shish kebab without the vegetables. So I remember first ordering them, and it was like 3, 4, 5 euros or something like that. And it's like, Jesus, that's fucking cheap. But also, how I don't think I could eat 3 of them in one sitting. I could better do 2 of them. It's like, who would order 3 of them? And then I ended up just ordering just one. And when she gave it out, it's like, that's not a souvlaki.
It's funny, Briggsy, you say donair because one of the channels I watch on YouTube is Beard Meets Food, which is a competitive eater that just goes to different restaurants, and he's in Canada at the moment. And he went to it was a kebab eating challenge, I guess, and they called it a donair, and that's the first time I'd ever heard of it. And that was 2 days ago, and now you mention it now, it's like, now I'm seeing it everywhere.
So it's not like a doner kebab? Something different?
No, it's the same thing. It's just pronounced like how he's written there, donair/doner. All right, here goes. Body time. Let's check it out. We got our torch or flashlight.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
Ooh.
Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk.
Oh, yeah.
Starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Yeah, I think if you're in a drunken stupor, you're sort of reserving yourself to feeling like shit the next day anyway. So having garlic and having a kebab, especially with lots of garlic sauce.
Hold on.
Also helps with the alcohol because it fills you up so that your stomach, like it dilutes the whatever alcohol is still in your stomach, and also the fat helps reduce how much of it passes through like the stomach wall. Like kind of a bit late afterwards, but it seems to help deal with the alcohol afterwards.
So the snack pack is kind of like I think it's an Australian thing, but it's kind of based on it's like poutine, but Middle Eastern poutine. It's pretty good.
Except poutine doesn't have meat, but this is like, this is cheese normally, isn't it? But the shavings you would have in a kebab, but that and cheese on top of chips, a bed of chips.
We use chips, not fries. Oh, nice. Tim Tams, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Do you get the Cadbury's chocolate as well? Cadbury's is pretty decent.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is.
Hershey's is a little bit poo.
No longer. We need to
I
investigate.
like the bars. The Hershey's Kisses were kind of gross, and I got excited for the Hershey's Kisses after I had the chocolate bar when I was in America. But I like the Hershey's chocolate bar, but the Hershey's Kisses were kind of gross.
Another dead body. This is your job.
All right.
Steel yourself.
Hell yeah. This is where we show our super cop. Let's study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and
or usually
leather jacket with a bright
garlic sauce,
lining.
barbecue sauce, and a chili sauce, but I usually get them to hold off the chili sauce.
You find
those three mixed on top.
and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Excellent.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk. and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
This is a very good picture. Like, it'd be good to have as like a Discord profile picture or something like that.
You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 of spirits. Or maybe it was just dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Well, do I go to it's 12 a.m. I'm drunk and need euros place? Look, I think going out on the town drunk and finding food is in my past days. I think I'm too old for that now, only because the idea of having a hangover at my age probably would kill me. But we did have a place, and it was fucking sensational. It's closed down now. It's called the Meiji Cafe. It was a Japanese place where you go in there, you get cheap sake, like they would heat it hot, and you'd eat as much Japanese as you could, drinking sake the whole time, and then you don't feel drunk, and then you stand up and you go outside after you're done, and the moment the cold air touches your face, you're absolutely paralytic. Like, just, you're so drunk, your legs do the walk, and you can walk all over the city, no problem. Young man like me.
No, we used to, at one stage I started going to, because there's a place near me, because me and my dad once a week would go to a different restaurant. There's a Japanese place near me, and originally we're getting sake, but we found going to a Japanese restaurant getting plum wine is really, really delicious.
Plum wine, yeah. Plum wine's great, and if you go to Korean, like soju is also out of this world good.
Yeah, actually might be Korean as well, because there's was a really good Korean place near my old apartment, but it is still pretty close to mine, or close enough to mine, where I've sometimes gotten it on the way home on the tram. But yeah, it's very delicious.
If you're ever in,
they probably do it as well.
If you're in the main city, Steve, as in like, Collins Street, things like that, go down Swanston to Sam Sam, have Korean chicken with an ice cold beer, or beer adjacent, whatever you like to drink. Soju, even.
Yeah, probably getting beer. Yeah.
And it's so good.
I remember that place in the city was called Grand Barbecue.
Oh, that's the place that you couldn't name last time?
Yeah, that had the picture of the Karusik noodle, which is like the soup of a curry laksa, but the rest of the ingredients aren't curry laksa. It's just barbecue, pork, and leek.
Grand Barbecue?
Yeah. And it's one of those places that has like an eccentric ordering system. So they've got everything out there with numbers attached to it, but when you order, they give you a raffle ticket, and you have to listen for them to call the number on the raffle ticket to know to come up and pick it up. And instead of putting out cutlery, they've just got their own little, it's basically grab your own cutlery. They've just got a serving tray with these like steel buckets, and there's like one of them just has chopsticks in them, and another one just has spoons in them. The other one just has forks. So you go up and get your own cutlery and
like boost juice.
Sit down and then listen for your number, and using actual raffle tickets as the ticketing system.
Are you a sicko like me that whenever you get like a raffle ticket or just like a deli ticket, you look at it, you read the number, and you, like, the normal person thing to do would be just wait till your number's called. But for some reason, my mind goes in loops that I've forgotten the number, so I'm constantly looking at the ticket while listening out. It's fucking annoying.
I know it has happened. Probably not usually, but yeah. I think if something's important, then I'll, like for the raffle ticket they give out, I usually remember it just because I'm not really thinking. But yeah, if there's something important, I probably will do that.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Let's examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
Ew.
This is what killed him. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
What if this guy was shot in the head also?
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
Investigate the body and we find the little hole.
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly.
It makes it harder to believe it's a sniper shot. The fact that the bullet hole was so well hidden.
The boards screech under the weight of the T500 ceramic sabatons.
These...
It's a good thing they're so light, because it's hard to determine whether it was the dead man's weight that caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile.
I love our T500 ceramic sabatons.
You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
I learnt from a YouTube video, Saiku, that with soju, like sometimes it can taste a bit chemically, maybe because it's kind of brewed in the same way moonshine is or similar. So to get rid of that chemical taste, if you put a slice of cucumber, like a stick of cucumber, not like a ring, into the drink, for some reason that absorbs that chemical taste.
But doesn't Saku hate cucumber?
No, celery.
Celery, okay, yeah.
A 0.75 litre Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
Ooh, watermelon. Watermelon's good, yep. Mango's not too bad. Cherry is... cherry is almost...
Boy, it's Dr. Pepper time.
Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is...
You didn't need it this time.
I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
So is that what tear is?
Creaks in the wind as you
Tears
take a
the
step
alcohol.
back.
Okay.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party.
Oh,
Imagine the
electrochemistry.
same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad. This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Yeah, see that? The Land Empire knows.
Number one.
Well, at least you're not married.
Oh. Well. Why did that hurt me? Just to admit that this could have been me.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now,
Maybe the
all we
dagger.
know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
It's true.
Wait, so we... Wait.
Mm.
So he fell in through that. The boards gave way, so he pulled himself up, but then froze to death. Is that what they're saying?
No, he stepped and fell. His foot fell through and he hit his head on the bench. Because as he fell, he lost balance.
Okay.
Do you think he was drunk? Of course he was.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Should we tell Kuno and Kuno S that there's a body over here?
Yes, I can throw rocks at it.
Your mate? You love Kuno now.
You're the one that's had this weird turnabout. What's like a abusive relationship where you're just suddenly settled upon simming up to the guy that's been abusive to us, the kid that's been abusive to us?
He had a $500 pair of pants and we needed him. We didn't get him. Thanks, Scoob.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in
Half-Life.
such a short time frame.
Half-Life's barely spoken.
Yeah, we should consider the possibility. Consider. That's all I'm saying.
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those 2 bodies. This is a completely different case. An accident.
Kim, you thought that the last body that there was just a standard lynching. I found a bullet wound in your head. In his head. So, come on. I'm the super cop.
What if all of this is staged? He could have seen something that night in the yard.
Yeah, gut feeling.
It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't identified the man.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body. From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on. What about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy, Kim?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. Let's have a look. That's the wrong one. There it is.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Let's look inside. Although Billy with an IE is usually a female name rather than the Y, right?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure. I've never seen a male named Billy with an IE.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55 211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
I don't believe you, Briggsy, but Aubilier is a great name.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Méjean.
Put it away. Cool. Ooh. Machine has been used for decades. More money? Oh, damn. I would love to wear these specs, but we can't let our perception go down.
You still have it for just in case we need to boost that other stat.
True. Good call.
That's a pretty good boost.
Although sometimes it doesn't allow you to, when you're in a conversation, to change clothes. It would be really cool if they did. Like, if you come to a perception check and you need to change your glasses, get your glasses out of your pocket and put them on, you know? Ooh, what's this?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Yeah, exactly. We got a pair of the David Caruso glasses too. All right, we're putting in 10 cents in and calling a random.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
Of course they should.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yes, it's me, Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
What kind of pets did you have?
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects.
Whatever I do, don't stop calling.
You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Okay.
Away with it.
Calling.
How did I get her number? I think we've spoken to this lady before. I think, wasn't she the lady at the intercom over near the Whirligin Racks?
I don't know. I have to remember where we got this from.
Still calling. Again? Seriously?
Authority.
Someone with a masculine voice.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Ooh.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
All right. Stranded? Which are we choosing? 1, 2, or 3? No, 1 or 2. One? Is electricity there?
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number again. Have a good one, asshole.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
All right. Keep calling? Sure.
Calling. 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 Still calling. Still calling.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
Briggsy, this is your phone call. How are we controlling it? This is fun. Number 2? Yes, but a slight change of plans. I want it delivered to the Whirling Rags in Martinez.
Hey, You're not Tethys. Screw you, and don't ever call here again. You're fucking with some serious people.
Nice.
Disconnect tone.
All right, let's see. Verdant Tree, this is you. Whatever happens.
Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
Two, I'm tired too.
If I could go just 1 month without raiding, no, 2 months, I could regenerate my brain. Fucking liberalism.
The man disappears with a sigh. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens. Lucky you, the call went too fast for the payphone to register.
Ooh.
You can still make a new one without paying.
Awesome. Okay, here goes. Yes.
Close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Then pull down on the number. Then move one up and repeat the motion twice. Strange. This is not how you started before.
It is crazy, Steve, how loud your mouse click is. It's as if you're talking to me with mouse clicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. This is your phone number. Phone call, Steve. Keep dialing.
414447. The rotary dial.
Oh, rotary
is
dial.
cold from the sea air. 11
That is dialing 2 numbers at a time on a rotary dial.
361.
Yep.
Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
Maybe there's more?
Yes. 451 67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication network.
Finish it.
451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But
Oh, so I get the big one.
a connection.
Yep.
An ultra-long distance call. Your ear fills with a crackle, the wash of a
Calling
strange
internationally.
ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones. Calling. Calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world. Both pitiful and terrifying. You feel your pulse rising with each ring. Calling still. Ringing by the bedside of a dark but capacious apartment with long windows. You know this to be true. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. The breathing is heavy.
Oh. So you got to do a skill check just to hang out.
Yeah. This is you. I guess 1, 2, or 4.
So no one's picked up. It's just saying it to himself. Yes, long windows, number 1.
I guess. Long windows? Let's do it.
You just do.
Okay.
And you know it is going to hurt.
4. Don't think we want to include Kim yet. Unless we need to.
Calling. 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 Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Hello?
Oh, that's a yuck sound. That's like the when the mirror goes into Neo's mouth in the Matrix. Steve, this is yours.
I don't want to pick it, but number 2's interesting. Just to start off with that.
Oh, you want to do number 2?
I don't want to do it, but it's just a part of me does, but I don't want to actually do it.
Let's hope Steve
I
chooses
guess.
the right choice.
I guess as much as it's the boring one, hello was a good start.
Okay.
Hmm. Who is this?
I guess number 4. I don't want to answer a question with a question, so I might as well just go straight to it.
I can't tell you who I am. I have a secret plan to win mankind 3,000 years of peace on this planet. I have to be ominously vague.
You're not ominous, Harry. You're drunk.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I don't think we could have avoided that. Anyway.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Okay.
Number 5, which is true. We haven't been drinking or taking drugs.
Exactly. I'm not drunk or high. I'm hurt. Why does it hurt to talk to you?
Oh, God.
Say nothing.
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here.
This is his wife, I assume.
It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
She's in San Francisco then, according to my watch.
Number 2, because this is probably what we want.
I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me.
What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked
Jesus.
about already?
It's alright, we've got enough health.
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
We're going in. Let's toss up between 3 and 4.
I'll tell you which one I would choose, but you still get to make the final decision. I would say probably number 3.
Yeah, I think so. I was starting to lean towards that.
So you want 3? Or 4? I don't know.
3.
3, yeah.
I'm in my rover, sleeping.
Okay.
Where are you going in 2 hours?
To work.
Where?
The academy, where I work.
Number 2.
My job is
terrible
sad and
has sad and terrible and has dead bodies in it.
No response.
Oh,
Only
shit.
a sigh.
It's okay.
The connection
This is a
crackles
nasty
like burning
conversation for me to do.
Yep.
To be given to me. This will make it work. I've read number 5 as differently, so I might try 5 now. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was.
I'm the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case and there's a hanged man.
She does not answer anymore.
Number 1.
I'm
stay
going to solve
positive.
it.
Harry.
Disconnect tone.
Whew.
The machine ran out of money.
Maybe I should have done the heart attack one.
Ah, all
That
good.
would probably cost us.
All right.
I do want to dial back.
All right, let's do it.
You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the routine dial. The machine eats the coin, and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. In the middle of it, a familiar ring. Small, distorted. Calling. 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 It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her.
Oh, this is nasty. This is yucky.
It's like that Robocop.
Saku. Do we let it ring or do we ask why she doesn't want to hear? it is pretty good. Makes you feel yucky in some places for sure. Saki might be taking a bio break. I'm going to give the decision to Stranded then. Are we letting it ring? One, why?
Come on, you know why.
All right. On the back of that, are we still letting it ring or are we hanging up? One again.
Calling. Calling.
Harry, please.
Jeez.
Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket.
What? All right. I'm going to choose this one. Let me have a think.
So I just read one of the options.
I need to know who you are. I need to know who you are. Who you are.
I'm going to hang up now, okay?
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
I think that's all we got out of this. We don't have enough morale to be able to survive it anyway. We wasted so much morale. I think there was like 4 pips we lost just in that phone call.
The options were completely different though, that second time. Like I thought it'd be good to go back just do the heart attack thing, but yeah, that was completely different.
That was fun, if not painful.
Yeah, like 1 health and 7 morale.
Now go to the Kinema to ring the number you have to call. What's the Kinema? Kui, welcome back. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Stranded, for sure. Oh. We do indeed. Okay, cool. I'm really sad that we didn't find the boy though on the water's edge.
So it wouldn't be around here, would it?
Well, we walked. I made sure to focus and snake around it, but nothing happened. All right, we're gonna go back to the car and make a call for that dead body's. Whoop, nope, it's the way. The rave tents. Did we speak to the girl on ice? Oh no, we haven't. No, not yet. We haven't. We probably should. One time when Robert Raleigh and I went to Rainbow Serpent, which is like a rave festival in Victoria, at a place called Beaufort, which I know Steve knows where that is. And Rob and I may have had some mind-altering substances, I would say, and we were in the tent laughing constantly at various things, and it got so popular that the walkers by that would walk past the tent would hear the laughter and they would just stick their head in the tent and go, "What's going on in here? I walked past here 20 minutes and there was laughter, and now there's still laughter," and they wanted to actually join the party, which was just, wasn't even a party, it was just Rob and I like just giggling at shit. Anyway.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
I misheard you before. I thought you meant the woman on drugs. I was trying to think of who, because you said the lady on ice.
Oh.
I was trying to think of who that character was.
Hello there.
I knew who he was referring to because I saw her scrubbing earlier and didn't do it.
She must be Estelle, the last of the speed freaks posse. It's cold out there, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Dear child, it's freezing! Where is your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I do have a hat on.
Yeah, we have a freshly insensitive hat on.
No, it's an umbrella hat. I should, and I do, pointing to the hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well...
The Kim
Look,
doesn't.
man, fuck the hat.
Ah.
Your pulse rises. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
That's actually positive compared to the other reactions we've had to quote-unquote officers of the law.
We can't survive a failure if it kills our morale, so I'm going to say, is that language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Fair enough.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
Oh, she's related to Kuno then. The others told me you're inside the church. What did you see in there?
She hasn't thrown about homophobic slurs or
Oh,
talked to herself in
that.
third person.
You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
Oh, does he?
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me, right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail.
You were wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
What would you stand to gain?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Anyway, what else?
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What is a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Yeah, any news of my wife's name? How about my mother?
No.
Ah.
You're welcome.
Does it have anything to do with Contact Mike?
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
No, I mean the boxer Contact Mike.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
You know, Contact Mike doesn't beat people up. Contact Mike is a role model.
An entire litany.
That's my reaction.
On second thought, screw Contact Mike. He's not a champion. You are. Look at you here, in front of a saggy tent, picking your nose to drugged addict music. World of Sports is in awe of your faith and dedication.
Man, you are one weird cop.
Damn straight we are. We're the super cop. This isn't about me. This is about your lack of respect for one of boxing's great and yourself.
What is it with you and this Mike guy? Okay, if it floats your boat, I'll be more like Contact Mike and less like me.
Yes, that does indeed float my boat.
Uh-huh. Good on you.
So where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium.
What's the Elysium?
Oh, man. You haven't been to the Elysium? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Oh.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Oh, Jesus, number 2's fucking awful. Come on, game. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy?
Oh yeah.
Who's it think we are?
Guess
You know?
you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
I'm hip beyond my years.
That's cool.
Boss.
You're right. Time has deserted me.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eaten them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I'm done. No one even likes cops.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while," Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Mac Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, "Whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all."
In other words, damn.
That phone call cost us a little bit too much.
Yeah, Michael made us make the phone call. No, the phone call was actually really good. Let's see when our last save was.
I'll quick saved after the phone call.
Auto save is after the quick save. We're back. Yeah, it's saved directly after that with no morale. Look, I think what we'll do, my dinner will be here any time now, and it is 9:34. I'll get back to where the ice lady is, and then we'll save it, and we'll call it there until next week. But that's weird. That's our second death so far.
I thought we'd done more than that.
No, the other death was
We hadn't in ages, but
we kicked the chimney and died.
yeah.
I don't think we died any other way.
I went from right out of morale a couple of times though.
Nah, I've always had a little thing to save it. Yeah, you know the coal chimney where you can rub the coal on your face? In frustration, I kicked the chimney and I only had 1 HP left and it killed us. It was a good one. All right, quick saving. Let us see if there is anyone on that we can share the love to. Let us see. I mean, Matt Lang is on. Do you want to raid over to Matt Lang, Steve?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, cool. We can do that. Well, thank you everyone for joining. It was great to see some of the regulars in a different time zone. Hats, thanks for coming in. Briggsy, love to see it. And of course to the regulars that stick by us and go through this game together. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Stranded, for the raid earlier. Absolutely love it. Good to see you in here again, Quee. And for everyone else, we will see you next time. Before I do raid across, we'll probably do some Rocksmith on Saturday morning because we discussed in the last stream about the ethical What's that word, Steve? My brain's having a
Ramification.
ramifications. Thank you. Of downloading Rocksmith on the 7 Seas. So I ended up doing that. For everyone, I do own the game. It's just that the legit version of the game started removing songs from my list, which is not cool. So I've downloaded a version that is purely isolated with the DLC that I own, that isn't connected to online, which means I can play all the old classics. They're still there, which is excellent. So we'll do a bit of Rocksmith streaming on Saturday. I'm actually getting some new strings tomorrow. Probably put that on my old bass and give that a shot. We'll see how that goes. If you've never seen a Rocksmith stream, basically you come in, you tell us a song that you want to hear, and I'll play along to it with my bass. And it's a good time because everyone gets to learn new music, new songs, and stuff that they've never seen before. Good times. Alrighty, let's queue up the raid. Let's see, Matt Lang writes. All right, putting you bullets in the raid cannon, getting ready to send you across. Everyone have a fantastic evening. It's fantastic morning. Eat something good today.